I also was disillusioned with the MLA, the Modern Language Association, and I quit it in disgust, okay, to join the new and dissident Media Ecology Association that was founded by Professor Lance Strate, S-T-R-A-T-E, of Fordham University. And the great models of this organization are Marshall McLuhan, a great hero of mine from the 1960s, and Neil Postman of NYU, who is a severe critic of contemporary media.
The species has amused itself to death.
What now briefly is this thing called media ecology?
Media ecology is an analysis of the entire environment that we exist in. It's books and technology and radio, television, all of those things that change us, that become us.
It means arranging various media to help each other so they won't cancel each other out, to buttress one medium with another. You might say, for example, that radio is a bigger help to literacy than television. Mm-hmm. But television might be a very wonderful aid to teaching languages. And so you can do some things on some media that you cannot do on others. And therefore, if you watch the whole field, you can prevent this waste that comes by one canceling the other out.
It's all right, save it for another night. It's just a television show.
Neil Postman teaches communication theory at New York University and writes about the impact of mass media on social behavior.
At McLuhan's suggestion that I start this program called Media Ecology at NYU, he told me that he didn't think he was had the sort of mind that could organize the kind of graduate program that he thought we ought to have. And he thought I had such a mind. I've never been able to figure out if that was a compliment or an insult, but in any case, taking his advice, we did start such a program.
What media ecologists study is the symbolic environments that humans spend their time in. And we're most concerned to study how those environments change as a result of the introduction of new kinds of symbol systems and new kinds of communication technologies.
I helped to organize the first graduate program on the planet that chose the phrase media ecology to signify a university course of study. And so I should like to begin by saying what we meant by using that term. And I do this without the intention of imposing that meaning on you. You may be surprised to know that our first thinking about the subject was guided by a biological metaphor. You'll remember from the time when you first became acquainted with a petri dish that a medium was defined as a substance within which a culture grows. Well, if you replace the word substance with the word technology, the definition would stand as a fundamental principle of media ecology as we meant it. A medium is a technology within which a culture grows. That is to say, it gives form to a culture's politics, social organization, and habitual ways of thinking. Now, beginning with that idea, we invoke still another biological metaphor, that of ecology. In its origin, the word had a considerable different meaning from how we use it today. As found in Aristotle, it meant household. He spoke of the importance to our intellectual equanimity of keeping our household in order. Its first use in its modern meaning is attributed to Ernst Haeckel, a German zoologist in the late 19th century. He used the word mostly as we do now to refer to the interactions among the elements of our natural environment, with a special emphasis on how such interactions lead to a balanced and healthful environment. Now, we put the word media in front of the word ecology to suggest that we were not simply interested in media, but in the ways in which the interaction between media and people, give a culture its character, and what one might say, help a culture to maintain symbolic balance. If we wish to connect the ancient meaning with the modern, we might say that the word suggests that we need to keep our symbolic household in order.
Hollywood has portrayed a future where machines rule. A world where robots are hell-bent on destroying mankind. But those are just movies, right? Wrong, says Dr. Neil Postman.
Too many people are eager to celebrate technology.
In his books, he warns of the perils of technology and its effect on society.
You can see how certain technologies just eventually eliminate certain jobs.
That's interesting you say that, because my father used to be a Jaws of life, and his job was taken away. And now he just sits around and drinks in his underwear.
Well,
he doesn't own pants.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't own pants.
He doesn't need them.
I visited a showcase of new technology. It all seemed harmless. A robotic vacuum cleaner. A turbo nose hair groomer. It was everything Dr. Postman had warned me of.
You've got toast!
I went to Sharper Image, Doctor. I saw things. I saw toasters.
A toaster, yes. The problem that I thought I was addressing was the ways in which new technologies were affecting the culture.
What about the toaster?
You're still on the toasters. It's not that I'm sidestepping it.
Whose side are you on?
I'm not on the toaster side.
Who is going to benefit from this changing technology? Who is going to be harmed by this changing technology? We also want to know, is there anything that we could do to help people who are going to be harmed by it to not be harmed so badly? And is perhaps there anything we could do to keep the people who are going to be helped by it from being helped too much? That's the ecological approach. We're trying to keep a balance. We're trying to make sure that that the system doesn't become unbalanced.
Since these forms represent really huge extensions of our own bodies and our own nervous systems, we need a kind of ecology or equilibrium or balance among all these services.
We have now at our fingertips at least the beginnings of a science of media ecology. But it means that we have to take charge of these things and decide not to do things as well as just to go ahead and do them.
Although I believe McLuhan liked me, I feel sure he would not have much liked my books, which he would have thought too moralistic, rabbinical, or if not that, certainly too judgmental. Now, I think there is considerable merit in McLuhan's point of view about avoiding questions of good and bad when thinking about media. But that view has never been mine. To be quite honest about it, I don't see any point in studying media unless one does so within a moral or ethical context.
The bias of a medium, that is the important thing to uncover and ferret out. I think this is the idea that animated Terry and me in thinking of this program and in formulating the questions that we hope that our students' research would eventually solve.
It's easier out at sea when they bury you. Here in the Western world, they're just gonna carry you. to some marble room where they can worship you as being at last.
People who are interested in joining this association, please look at the website. Media Ecology Association has its website, and 5 years old now and booming.
Just another mind in the cage.